It is from
There's some
around
things you can't make up.
Thanksgiving. I came back and had brought this spaghetti from the
Was it just the one or was it a bunch?
That spaghetti has longer tenure than Joe and BK
And me.
at this company.
And me and oh my God.
Brought Kaden.
The end.
Kaden,
Thanks for watching.
Take it away. Oh,
Whoa.
they just took it. Hang on. Don't forget the spaghetti.
A conflation of bits.
Forget. If this is
What time is it, Michael? What time? No
Okay,
time.
It's spaghetti time. Welcome to the show.
That's how you host. That's what you said.
I'm Michael. We got Kaden. Finally, they had time on their schedule. We booked Kaden a year ago.
A year ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you
had
for
to call
fitting
the
us in your
people.
busy schedule.
Yeah. Kai and Trevor.
Hey, my branding now is regular guy. Normal.
I'm gonna say
Boring.
Some would say boring.
no spoilers for anything, but I could even equate, there's big shows, there's medium shows, and then there's just Let's Plays we did today. Nothing about you is regular at all.
How dare you?
You are, I started,
Exciting.
there's a shoot now, which should come out relatively soon, that we shot a couple weeks ago, in which just the context of the shoot, I kept calling you a freak.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But like, it made a lot of sense. And then you just keep being a freak. We're like, we did something this week. I kept going, you freak.
Yeah.
Not as a callback to that. You were just being a freak again in a different way.
Throw me in an outfit.
It's your own damn fault. But no one's throwing you in an outfit. It's all you. You dressed yourself.
Somebody else. I become another person like Master in Disguise.
Yeah.
Did you pick that?
Yeah,
or was it
yeah.
given to you?
Yesterday?
Yes. No.
Or 2 days ago or whatever it was?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
The outfit was not me. The only thing that was me was neck up. The rest was decided by wardrobe.
Neck up.
Yep. That was my decision.
Yeah, it was weird. He had 7 eyes.
Whoa.
He said, move over, Spider-Man.
That's like one more than usual.
Who am I?
Oh,
I know your secret, Trevor.
you're Kai.
I'm Kai.
Should we introduce Kaden? I mean, I'm sure many
What's
of
Kaden?
our audience knows
Why
who
do we need to
Kaden is,
introduce
but
Kaden? They're the favorite.
because there could be people out here that might not
If
know
you've
who
heard me
Kaden
talk
is.
about being a super fan, this
Yes.
is the Kaden.
Right.
I'm a super fan.
So
If
how
you
are
hear that
how
there's
are
a
you,
wellness check in the
Michael?
office, it's
Sitting next to the Kaden. You're handling yourself
I
very
mean,
well.
I was late for a reason. I was in the parking lot for an hour and a half.
vomit.
Psyching myself up, vomiting, sleeping, pissing myself, changing my outfit.
Yeah. Did you do the thing where you look
Watching
in
the
mirror?
first outfit.
You look in the mirror and you're like, I can do this.
Oh,
I'm it.
I
You
looked
gotta
in the
say
mirror. I looked in
affirmations.
the mirror, and then the reflection back said, "You're a loser. You can't do
Excellent.
it." And I
you said, "Lindsay, why'd you write that?"
I said, "I know." And
You
we
ever
kinda
piss in an outfit
commiserated.
you're not wearing?
Probably. I don't know,
Yeah.
like piss on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been pissed on a lot without being the pisser more recently.
Oh well, yeah, that makes sense.
The cats or the
No,
children?
never the cats.
Oh, okay.
Your cats are probably toilet trained.
Kids
by
like
now.
to sit on my lap right before they piss their pants.
That's
So that's the one thing in parenting they don't tell you.
There's a lot they don't tell you. You just got to experience it. I think a certain genetic marker of not being told things as a parent is to continue humanity. If you knew everything, I think a lot more people would opt out. Right? The superficial people.
That's why a lot of people are opting out.
You know what I mean? Look, that's
It's a big
fine.
thing
If you
right
want to
now.
opt out, you know.
I'm catching that wave.
Here's the thing. If you want to opt out, don't.
Oh, sorry, Barbara.
We need more people.
Yeah, okay. We do.
No matter what, keep making people. Make more people.
Make people. What the hell? I just imagine
but that's
a cave full of
like, the
cavemen and
thing is-
Neanderthals going, we need to
The thing
make
is,
more people.
That's what's happening right now without just saying that.
Yeah?
There's like
I mean, yeah.
legislation being like connived and contrived for make more people, and
I
they
need
just don't want to
votes.
say that. Yeah.
You know what it is?
We want people. Well, you care for the people. Fuck you.
Fuck the people. Give me more.
Get your fucking people away from me. Anyway, I made 2, so I'm good. I did my civic.
You did your you zeroed out your carbon footprint. So when you and Lindsay become dust.
I also people say that. I also like to say you zeroed it out. That's
also,
bad.
it's not a carbon footprint.
But also in general, that's bad. Like the idea that like we caught back up because you were doing better. Having none is better for like a carbon footprint.
I just threw that in for the
No, I
sake
know,
of
but it's the thing
buzzword.
people say where it's like, hey, whatever, couple, we had 2 kids. There's 2 of us, there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
We're good. And it's like, but everyone who gives less than 2 is actually helping more.
Right.
Yeah, right.
As far as the planet. Now, there is the other discussion of like, no, but those people could be productive members of society and add back. Most people won't. Though.
Debatable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most people won't.
But even so, the conversation of just like, you and a partner had 2 is also meaning less and less because polyamory is a thing. So just because you and the couple had 2, there's also like mixed families, which also could have another 2. So in reality, it's not as black and white as it used to be.
I don't know what you're saying.
Math is hard.
I'm just saying
you're entering that.
Well, what I'm
realm
doing
and
is sticking just to math.
it
There was
hurt
2
me
people
just
of any
briefly.
kind, and now there's 2 more people.
I'm
is what
saying families are no longer mommy and daddy love
right.
each other.
But that's
very
why I didn't say
much.
mommy and daddy. You did.
I'm not even talking about in terms of, because also, hey, look at my shirt. I'm not even talking about in terms of my amazing alliedness for the LGBTQ plus community. I'm just talking in terms of like, mixed families, like stepmoms and adoptive parents and polyamorous relationships.
That's true.
Where people have multiple partners.
You could get sacked up with 5 all of a sudden.
Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quintuplets.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would be
no,
rough.
I more meant like.
I
second
just
marriage
assumed
or
it all
something.
happened in one moment.
Well, it did. It's like I do, and now it's like you got 5 kids.
Yeah, shop
Got
the
it.
Pride
You know what I'm
merch.
saying?
Do
Boom.
it or else.
Yeah, that.
All sorts of good
You
stuff.
can make
Have
that
we
threat.
have we
You're the only person at the table that can make that threat.
have we sourced that QR code? Do we know?
I'll check
Ooh,
right now.
yeah. What does that go to? Let me go ahead and take a little gander at that QR code. Scan that. Make sure it doesn't send you to some sort of
You scan that?
some nefarious, sinister
Well,
website.
it sends you to the Pride
It
merch.
sends you the gays are us.
Oh!
okay.
It sends you to the Pride merch, but then also subtly blinks more people, more people, more people,
Yeah,
more
now and
people,
then.
more Pride
And then
merch
goes,
purchasers.
More gay people.
I love how the Pride section says Pride. It's point to the point.
You got a
Pride.
crack in your phone.
Boom.
Or is
the
it a
crack in
screen
the
protector?
Screen protector.
Oh, okay.
You got
We'll swap
that
it.
privacy screen thing
Yeah,
where
you
you have to
can't
be
see what
within
I'm doing.
10 degrees of it.
Oh, I actually have it so you can see further.
I actually have to look.
I've magnified it.
I have to look at it from the side to see.
Yeah. Most people are looking straight ahead and going, "What?" It's like when sunlight is reflecting off
Right.
something, and they go, "What is that?" And I go,
Why
"That's
are
my
you-
screen."
Stop watching that on a plane. It's not appropriate.
Prismatic. Yeah, what is that?
So I got a bag. Now, anyone who's familiar with the Rooster Teeth of podcasts, especially what's it called?
The one you're on?
No. What's the Rooster Teeth podcast called?
Oh.
Oh, the RT podcast. That's what it is.
RT.
If you've watched that, you will probably know about frozen spaghetti. So Chris, out of the blue, my favorite thing about Chris in general, but especially as of late, because we're best friends now, is like everything the man does seems like it's for a bit, but it's just him. So like I plan bits that are funny to get a reaction from Chris, but I don't tell him anything.
Yeah.
I just film it or have someone film it, and I just tell Chris, just don't worry about it. He's like, oh, what are we doing? And I said, just being alive, baby. Just let
be
it
in the
fly.
moment.
Just vibe.
Yeah. So we did a bunch of Face Jam stuff with him last week. But he texted me out of the blue the other day, and he just says, hey, because he was in the building that we were in, and then we moved because we're not, we're still in the temp space.
Temp.
And so he was close, and now he's far. Yeah. And he texted me out of the blue, and he was like, hey, if you get a chance this week, can you see if there's any frozen spaghetti over there? Right? Now, here's the thing. It's like there's the building that we were in, and then there's the part that STF was in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was
Elephant
now secured, and then I would say unsecured and resecured by us,
Oh, yeah.
which hasn't
Yeah.
been come out yet. But so there's
man, why
there's
is that not- oh,
there's
I wanna
calm
see
down.
that out.
There's our kitchen, right? And then there's the other kitchen.
It is. It's over there.
Okay, so my first thought was he's talking about the kitchen that he was the closest to.
Right.
Right? But the question is, he said he used terminology that would indicate a completely different building in general.
Yeah.
And that confused me, because neither one of us worked there. But I went, okay, much like the thing that we did, I forgot day after day after day.
Right.
And so today I slacked Aaron, and I was like, hey, would it be possible if anybody can do a spaghetti check for me? And they were like, maybe, what is a spaghetti check? And then I explained to them, I was like,
First off,
I was just like, I need you to check the freezer in our kitchen and then the old STF kitchen to see if there's spaghetti.
yeah.
Also, maybe this other building, I don't know why it would be over there, but that's the terminology they used.
What?
And it was like, okay. So then Aaron's like, okay, no spaghetti yet, no spaghetti yet.
yeah.
Then I get a picture of this, and it's like, yeah, it was in the other building.
It
So,
was
like,
where neither of our
Right,
parties
and
were.
he was correct in guessing where it would be. I don't know why it was. My only thought was that, like, which isn't, there's no way, was that, oh, well, maybe their freezer was full.
Are you
so
talking
they
about
put
the
it
building
in
they used to
another one.
stream in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the.
Oh,
I mean,
maybe that's
So,
why.
yeah.
But that means that's
Spaghetti
That's still
stream.
not where they were working,
But
though.
that's before they were in the other space.
That's-
that would make this like 6 months old.
This is weird.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
that actually is the most logical
that's
answer.
aged.
Is it was before they had that space. Because my thought was maybe the freezer was full, but there's no way. There was only like 8 of them over there, and there's no way they filled a
Right.
freezer. So that was probably it. It was probably from before they came and left that space. It was a real temp space for STF.
Yeah.
It was.
Unlike us.
They actually
We're-
left.
they're
Seen
like,
them come and
they're
go.
like,
Both
hey,
times we were like, hi.
they're like, hey, this is our temp
Hi.
space. And we went, yeah, sure. Holy shit, it was. Wow. They got oh fuck, you got a new office
Look
and
at
it's
his
separated
foot.
and everything?
So, like,
we have a hole.
To explain how untemp it was, you guys had time to move in. Post team moved in. Post team moved out. Joe moved in.
Kaden moved to Austin, wasn't allowed to come.
Kaden moved
I
to
was
Austin.
stopped.
I moved to Austin. Joe moved to Austin. And BK moved to Austin in the time that we've been in this temp
Michael
space.
had to bring
Yeah.
me in.
I mean, I literally did.
Yes.
After about 2 or 3 weeks, I just kept asking, where's Kaden? Because Kaden started remote, like when we were all at home anyway.
Sarah's like,
Kaden,
no,
Kaden wasn't here,
not
but we
allowed.
weren't in the office anyway. And it was like, I just remember because there was a big thing like, Caden's not gonna be around for the next stream. They're moving to Austin. And it was like, yeah. And then it was like 3 weeks later. And I went, is Kaden alive? Where's Kaden?
moved to Austin.
And Sarah's like, well, yeah, they're here.
Yeah, because.
But it was still like skeleton crew, right? And we had to do like a lot of testing.
Yeah, but
to
your
get
whole
them
point
in.
was that, like, that's when we streamed, like,
It was-
you know,
it was-
Monday
it was-
and
it was-
Wednesday. So it's just like,
Yeah, it was
Kaden's
Monday,
in
Wednesday.
charge of the stream, so it's just like, why is Kaden
Like,
not here?
well, like
for
the editors weren't there yet either,
No.
right?
Yeah.
And Sarah's like, well, the editors aren't. I was like, right, but Kaden surely just works from a laptop, right? Like, why aren't they here the 2 stream days? And I was met with,
I would be in
know.
the clean feed.
and then the next week,
Hello, is
Kaden
anyone
came in.
here? And I walk in, except for that, except for
like 15 minits away in Austin going, hello, like over the internet.
I hope they're having
and then
fun
like
over there.
occasionally like Lindsay would be like, hey Kaden, how you doing? And I'd be like, oh, I'm good. And Lindsay would be like, okay, I'll be right back. And
Dude,
they'd never come back. And
Dude, it's hard because like in general it was never good, but it's something we never had to deal with when we were in person. We only did like in-person stuff.
Right.
Then we all worked from home for a year and a half, and then we got back in person. So to embrace the like, yeah, we're back, but it's like, hey, don't forget one person's attached to a wire over there.
Yeah.
It's like,
That was Alfredo today.
but it's.
What,
But at least he was like one video out.
Yeah.
what is the
Not like
color
all
of it?
day going, hello? It's always
Ooh, it's-
like someone's there. And I just imagine someone in the
melting?
void.
It started to become squelchy.
Bro, I don't know. It's not mine, spaghetti.
What's the sauce?
So anyway,
I thought it was mac and
the
cheese.
spaghettis is here. And we have a perfectly good freezer behind this set. I
Right.
just checked it. But I thought this is better to watch it.
This is our hourglass.
Yeah,
We need a time
it's like an
lapse.
hourglass that we have no idea how much time it stands for.
It's just
It's here waiting for you, Chris.
the more time goes on, the more I hate.
Even
But
though
also-
this isn't live.
This
so
isn't
is
live. He'll
worthless
see it
then.
next week and be like, oh, my spaghetti. But the question I have is, and maybe you know, Michael, I don't know, but like, what was the impetus behind him asking for this? What was going on
I
in
have no
his
idea.
life?
Nothing. No idea.
Did he open the fridge and it was
Why
just
is he
empty?
All- spaghetti in the
so
freezer.
so all I know, if I recall loosely, and he told the story on the
It's called the RT
podcast. He told the story on the RT podcast that it was something to do with, like, I can't remember if it was he traveled somewhere and it might have been like related to a funeral, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong? Was it not?
I have no. It was.
And it was like it was far away, but he drove. Oh, because he was like bringing Chris has been doing construction like in the
That
pandemic.
terrifies me,
right?
to say the
Oh
least.
yeah, just like
My God.
carpentry and shit like that. And he
Hell
was like,
yeah.
he was like giving his brother like a tile saw or something, and he explained to me like it would have been a whole pain in the ass to fly with it. So I just drove, even though it was a really far drive.
Yeah.
So he drove with it, did this whatever, and I recall it was like, hey, we got all this spaghetti, take it back with you. And so it was
Oh,
it
so
was
this is
either
from the Familia.
Yes,
Okay,
it was
so-
either frozen when he took it, or he took it and then froze
Got
it.
it. Because
And-
I was just wondering, was he sitting there hungry in his own house going, I haven't gone to the grocery store in months?
No.
Wait a minute.
No. He's
My
had
meal.
this is one of
Somewhere.
This is one of many bags. This is one of many
Oh,
bags.
nice.
Many bags.
So when he texted me saying, "Can you check if there's spaghetti?" I knew why. I don't know why he wanted it now.
Right.
But I knew what it was from. Unless it's different frozen spaghetti. I don't
You
know.
got the wrong one.
I don't know. Well, it could have been like, oh, no, this is a different funeral I got this spaghetti from. I have no idea.
My mama's
But
spaghetti.
I also don't ask with Chris. I just
No,
went,
yeah,
no
it's best
problem.
to not.
No problem. I delightfully
The explanation might be longer
agree.
than you, and more information than you even.
Well, no, it's more just like I don't want it over text. I want it in person or in a
Right.
video or whatever.
That's fair.
I go, I'll find out. When he comes to pick it up, I'll hear the tale.
This is the most expensive spaghetti and the most expensive power tool transition I've ever heard of.
Well, it was. I mean, you can't look at it as a spaghetti and power tool transfer. It's more, that's the bonus.
It is okay.
You know what I
then
mean?
all the cost goes to one or two.
And all
one
the
of
cost
two
goes
things.
to something. And it was like, look, I might as well throw in the spaghettis in the tile saw.
to
It's
soften
how
the
it was
blow.
explained to me.
That's true. Okay, there was
What?
some family events
Is
happening.
this even
I
real
just
spaghetti?
had-
That is spaghetti.
Okay, let me explain this.
As
right
it
now.
thaws, the identity will become
That's why I'm
clear.
like, at
You'll
first, 'cause at first I
understand.
thought it was like fettuccine or linguine, because that's what the noodles look like, but it's definitely getting spaghetti.
Is he claiming that's an autocorrect?
I'm prodding at the.
I said,
can't take it anymore.
basically, I asked him if he was here today.
Yes.
And he just replied, and he said urology, and then replied yes, asterisk, yep. And I was like,
Just a
Urology.
did
typical-
your yep autocorrect to urology? How often do you type urology?
Every time I type the letter U, it goes urology question mark? Is
There's
this what
no
you mean?
U and yes, though.
So much.
Look,
There's
I don't
no
know.
R
What
in
if, what if he
yes
was
either.
saying?
What if he was
yup?
saying yours?
What if he was saying yerp?
I mean, he did say yup.
Europe
Yeah.
is the only thing that could. You know what? I'll give Europe. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and think that it was Europe, because there's no other one. Europe.
Yerp.
I like to think
Yerpers.
I like to think it was where someone would say, "Oh, it was like speech to text while I was driving." But I
Yeah.
feel like Chris would be like, "Oh, it was speech to text as I was falling out of a plane." It's probably a more accurate.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Urologist?
Yeah. Oh, I sent it while I was go-karting at 3 o'clock
the
in the
urologist.
afternoon, but with my urologist.
Well, we have a very tight relationship. My Euro and I.
It's
Yeah, his
our-
urethra is
our
tight, too.
bi-monthly.
Yeah, my bi-monthly race with my urologist.
That reminds me. So Kaden
Yes.
is the Kaden. If you are familiar, we glossed over. You should be ashamed of yourself if you don't know. But Kaden, part of the post team, junior editor.
Yeah.
Not because of
super baby junior video
not
editor.
just because of the title, just because of their stature.
Weenie Hut editor.
Just because of their stature.
I think you
Yeah.
want that.
Right? If
editor.
Kaden was taller, it'd be regular
Yeah.
editor.
Me and Kaden had multiple conversations about how I can't take them to the pool because I'll just laugh at you.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I struggle a little bit. I said we should go to an amusement park and get me next to the you must be this
But we
tall
go
to
to
ride
the
this
amusement park. Let's
ride.
go to the amusement park with a water park too.
Come, do you want to talk about how tall you are? I can come stand next to you.
Because if
Okay,
you
let's
don't,
do
he
this.
will.
Well,
Go
here's the
ahead.
thing. If you're sitting on a stool, your
To be
height
fair,
is hidden.
he pretends to
I
be
don't wanna-
6'2".
I don't want to out
We were
your
gonna talk about
details.
Not to.
Or we could save it for the after show because they will have to stand then too.
It's standing up. It's not like it takes that much effort.
It doesn't, but I'm just saying, like,
You'd be
do we
surprised.
want?
Whoa!
Whoa, they got, okay,
You
shorter.
got shorter.
Yeah.
Getting down. Why are they doing this to you? Could this
I
be
mean,
him
I
running
did. I
in
mean,
to get his
if it makes you
spaghetti?
feel bad, I did the
Could
same
be.
thing to Goofy for being tall, so it's not like
Wait.
a short or tall thing.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, it's underarm height.
Arm straight out.
It's
That's
wingspan height.
really bad if like you stink.
Oh, and I do.
Yeah, you're right
If
in
I'm
the
like,
stink
I'm
zone.
right. Hey, everybody!
Oh, no.
It just emanates right out, just
All right,
from
stop
the pit.
doing it now.
Well, I don't stink.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
okay,
still
'cause you
gross.
can do what
to
I
look
do
at.
and go for the knees, and then they're your height. Just kick them from the back of the knee and you'll be good.
Right to the knees. Boom,
Exactly.
boom.
Exactly.
It's our
This is messed
bi-weekly. I
up.
beat the shit out of Trevor.
Whoa! If you're listening,
You're
to
not
this
supposed to
podcast,
tell them about that.
If you're listening and
tell
not
them
watching,
everything.
Trevor is tall and Kaden is small. What we just witnessed.
Yeah,
But
6'2".
2 inches taller than you, right?
How tall are you?
6'2".
He's 6'1".
Yes. 1 is 2 inches taller.
Alfredo's
than me.
6'2". I'm 6'1".
Whoa!
Yeah.
Shit! It switched.
Here we go.
Someone
Yeah.
tweeted at me today and said that they think I'm 5'2", but I have the vibes of 5'11", and I was like, "What is this?"
You put out 6 foot energy.
6 foot.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like when people
You
put out
and me,
big dick
Fredo?
energy and it's just like you're overcompensating for something. You're not compensating for anything. You're just great.
I know.
Joe puts out baby.
I want you to know
Yeah.
if you were BK or Joe, the thing to just to just slap you would have been so strong.
Remember earlier where you were like, "You're gonna be embarrassed," and I went, "This is how I proved that I'm secretly confident." It's all-
Secretly.
It's all been.
I mean, there's
it's all been a ruse.
Look, Kaden's got no issue because I'm here to protect them.
It's true.
I thought you were the number 1 fan. Are you number 1 fan and bodyguard?
I mean, I would say a number 1 fan would do anything to protect their number 1 hero.
It's true.
Yeah.
Until you meet your heroes. That happened to me and y'all.
Yeah.
His role
Joke's
is
on you.
nuanced and multifaceted.
Yeah, don't even question it.
The moment you question it is the moment.
There's only one person that's 2 of my backgrounds. And it's Kaden.
It's true.
Waving to themselves.
2 distinctly different images.
No, it's the same image. One's just life size.
Yeah, one's flipped. I had to go through the effort of inverting it. That took a lot. My hand hurt afterwards.
That's super fan behavior.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yep. I saved it. I had to open it. I had to click edit. I had to click crop and whatever, and then click invert, then save it, then add a number at the end so it didn't overwrite the original file.
That's a lot of
I was
work.
exhausted.
The pain.
At the end of
I
the
can
day.
only imagine.
But what I did get was Kaden looking at themselves on 2 different monitors
I came
with
back.
confetti.
We came back from food, and Michael was like, "Hey, I got it ready," and like points out.
I also, when you walked in
also
the
didn't
also when you
see-
walked in the door, I yelled, "They're here!"
I know. I also heard
You
that, and
tried.
I went, "Oh, what are they doing?" And
Because
we
it was
walked
who was there? It was me and BK were there. I remember. Because it was Michael being like, "They're here," and BK like, "I'm not ready. I'm not ready."
Yeah,
BK
I
like,
heard
Oh my god!
that.
How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? It was great.
We just like got back from like Wendy's and like came back, and it was just like. I was like, I don't know. I'm just going back to my. I guess they're really excited about whatever they're recording.
Yup.
And I look, I go, oh, that's me.
Speaking of those pictures, though, you looked amazing, and we did talk about how you started out like wearing like a whole bunch of things. Like you were wearing the hoodie at
So you're
some
talking
point,
about the pictures
shirt,
we're
the Pride
referring to
merch, the Pride
are
merch.
Kaden had a lot of photos taken for the Pride merch, and it's funny because I was in basically the folder for them to get Face Jam pictures. 'Cause we have Face Jam.
Yeah. All the different brands are all
Pride merch.
tucked in
And
there.
long story short, I went in there to see those pictures, but it's all one folder. And I got to the point where there was 97 pictures of Kaden, and it just completely sidelined what I was doing. I was like, well, time to. All right, I started saving them on my phone. I was like, this is too much work. I go to my computer. I sat down on my computer, had to fire up the old wallpaper engine on Steam because by default, my screens are just extended, so it would just be the same picture. I had no way of making it 2. But if you do wallpaper engine, it lets you specify which screen. And I was like, let's get to work.
You need a whole
Did some
software
select.
for that? Isn't that
Well,
Windows
I mean, do
got
I
that
need
sorted?
it? No, but I already have it.
But you got the animated wallpapers, and that's
Exactly. I already have it.
that's what
And
that's for,
here's the added benefit. Once it's in your wallpaper engine, because it like saves it into
Yeah.
there. I fucking went home, opened up,
Whoa!
Caden's right there.
Boom!
I didn't even I didn't even
I'm
have the photo.
everywhere.
Yeah, Caden's on the cloud now.
We need to take it to the next level.
Yeah?
Because there are ways to
Clone
take
Kaden.
and clone
And make
Kaden.
actually
Okay,
2 of
you
them.
said it. I'm just along with it. You know, no, but there are ways to take static images and add some movement to it. So I think
Oh,
we just
yeah.
highlight all the confetti and give it like a linear path.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's
That's the
like
cheap way.
falling.
That's like when you don't actually have a moving
The
image.
expensive way would be cloning. Yes.
No, well, I mean, the not cheap way is like you actually get like a moving image and you
Yeah.
make
Right.
it as like,
Like a-
a
we don't have
wallpaper.
that. We can
but,
make it.
But
Add
with
the
this,
Kaden.
yeah, you just add like a, and it looks like, whoa, it's moving.
Yeah.
It's not really. We did
Yeah.
it in post.
I walk into the room and I go, Kane, get back in the hoodie. We're doing this.
We're doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look good though.
Thank you. It was fun. It was fun. I've never done a photo shoot of any variety, so I went, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here. And then
Killed it.
they kept going. Well, actually, we had the adventure of trying to get me in clothes that fit me. That was the biggest struggle we had
Yeah.
at the photo shoot, where they're like, "You're a small. Put this on." I walk out, and they're like, "You're drowning in this."
Yeah, I have the same problem.
That happens to BK as well.
You drowning in a small?
Yeah, they're always like, "Hey, you're too slim."
You're swimming around in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I don't know, like, you have this athletics gear. I don't know if you, I don't know if you look athletic enough.
Whoa.
They didn't
Who's
say that.
saying
No,
that?
they didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I
Back on.
Look at your abs right now. What are they talking about? Oh my God.
My secret jock era that I don't talk about.
my wardrobe thing is usually.
I gotta tell you something.
This was like pre-pandemic or like 2 months in, which was like I think 6 years ago now. And we were talking to Erica about something, who does wardrobe on a lot of our bigger shoots. And she'll always like check in as like sizes and stuff. And I've known her for years and years and years. So I was talking to her about like, oh, I'm not a fat piece of shit right now, you know, like, because like she's smart. She gets like stretchy clothes. So it's just like, you know my size, and then there's Michael adjustment.
Yep.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, doesn't really matter. There's not like a last minute, like, oh no, it doesn't fit. My arms don't grow 2 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just remember telling her like, you know, like not to brag, but like, I'm ripped right now. I'm in great shape.
Yeah.
A year goes by, and I'm just like, like at the height of the pandemic, I'm just like barely living.
Yes.
And it was the first time in a while we'd done some sort of photo shoot, and she gives me something. I was like, "Wow, you're really pushing the limits here." And she was like, "I thought you were saying you were in great shape." I was like, "That had to be over a year ago. What are you doing? Look at me. What are you talking about?"
The buttons are just like.
He's like, "I thought you were telling me that you were working out." I was like, "That was 2019. What the hell is wrong with me?"
The world happened to me too, all right?
What the hell was 2019? Did
For
that
us,
year even happen?
we didn't exist yet.
distant
so it
memory.
didn't happen.
Anything 2019 pre is-
Before our time.
That's a different kind. But speaking of like getting in shape though, I forgot to tell you, while you were gone, we did record tennis.
I know.
yeah.
I wasn't even fucking here.
Oh, did you want to be in there?
Well, okay. So.
They were like, great, Kaden's here. Or not here. Let's do
Oh,
it.
I would have been the
Didn't wanna get
coach
judged at all.
because That was I played tennis for 13
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I'm sure it really.
I would have. It would.
tracks.
It's
I'm
very-
sure you'll
it's
love
realistic.
how well we are.
I'm sure.
Probably for the
Especially number one
best
fan
that
Michael,
you.
he did amazingly well.
Well, what I realized about 15 minutes into the video, which is 5 minutes after Kai tried to end it 6 times,
Yeah, 6 times exactly.
is I was like, it just keeps going out. And then I was like, oh, I got to swing the other way? I was only swinging one way, not realizing like, oh, the game
We
actually
need to
tracks
play this again. We
which
need to
way
play
you
this
hit
again.
it.
It would have been
Left to right or
painful
right
for
to
you.
left.
I promise
Well,
you.
the thing is, we did bowling. Bowling's very slow,
It was.
right?
See-
By design, it's like one person,
Right.
and you get 2 frames, and then and it was like shorter, but it was like perfect length of like. That's like, especially for what the game is. Like, it's a piece of shit Wii clone where it's like we made a game and it looks like shit.
Yeah.
There's 4 sports. Fuck you, give us money. It's fun, but it's like this is a $9 game.
Yeah.
This is what this should be,
Yeah.
right? And so it's also not a game. It's like, well, I could play this for hours. And so bowling was perfect, like at 1.
Yeah.
Then we did tennis, and we did a couple of matches. It's like 1 match, best of 3 or best of 5.
We did best of 5.
We did best of 5, and then I think we did another one after that.
another best
And
of
it
5.
was just kind of like, it was kind of Kai being like, well, we should probably like wrap it up. And just in the bit, because it was Kai and Alfredo versus me and BK, I was like, no, rematch. And then we just kept doing it and doing
Kept
it.
going
And it
and
became
going.
Kai being like, how long is this video? And Jaren comes over at one point and he's like, it's 19 minutes. And I was like, you were trying to end it 5 minutes ago.
Yo,
And Kai
I
was
cannot
like,
explain. I was exhausted. I don't sweat, but I was glistening.
It was
I
funny.
Like, oh
Time
my God.
dilation
Well,
really took
well,
hit.
tennis
Like
does
when
that
you were so
sometimes.
Yeah,
exhausted,
you
and
know.
it's like,
It's a- it's hard.
And the
it's
bit
hard
that
life.
Michael kept saying was just like, they're getting tired.
They're getting
like,
fatigued.
We're
I kept
getting
saying
fatigued.
And Alfredo kept saying, stop saying that word.
fatigued?
Yeah, well, because we would just
get
keep getting
so
our ass
tired.
kicked, and then BK and I would get like 1 point, and I go, the fatigue's kicking in. And we just kept playing again and again and
It was
again and again. But like the
exhausting. There
matches
was so
happened
much
so
fun.
fast.
I desperately want to play.
We can do another one.
It was so
well,
much
Matt
fun.
sat out too, so we could do a one-on-one, you versus Matt.
Volleyball sport players. That's similar to tennis, and they'll probably get the same
No,
energy
but
going.
I didn't play volleyball. I played tennis. Weren't you listening to what I said?
Just so you know, Kaden, also, just so you know, Kaden, you're not playing either on the Switch. Okay, you're going like this.
Like, this isn't how I remember it. I'm much better than
Although I will
this.
say, I think my bowling skills translate.
Damn,
like
what
the-
is that? Your jersey? Is that what that is?
Oh, did you notice my monogrammed shoes? Well, I was joking. I was talking about my bowling shoes, but these are actually.
I leaned over far enough to hurt my neck.
Yeah,
That's
why
where I'm at. Yeah, we should do like a pros versus schmoes or something.
Yo,
where
we
it's
should
like
do-
Kane just
we should do-
shutting
I
us
think
all down
my
systematically.
favorite was when y'all were talking, and I think, Kai, was that you who was like, Batman's like the same as tennis. You were talking
Somebody
about
said-
in the
somebody
form,
said
in the
that,
form
and
of
everybody
video
lost
game
it.
sport.
Right.
In the form
So
of
what
video
I
game.
had said was for a game that had 5 sports, to have 3 of them be net-based sports, volleyball, badminton, and tennis. Like, come on now. Where's my baseball?
Okay,
Where's
see,
my
no one argued that
boxing?
point because it is like net-based.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know if it was you or someone said verbatim.
Yeah.
Tennis and badminton are basically the
Someone
same
did
thing.
say that.
And
That wasn't me.
And then the
My
room
whole point was that
erupted.
was
I was like, get out of it. I just kept yelling, Birdie, Birdie.
And I like roll in,
Kaden
like
stood up.
I like
No, you're.
Kaden stood up, so they got shorter.
I was your way in.
Don't make me get up there.
You were grumbling your way over waddle.
How dare you talk about my sport?
Dude, I love the couch co-op Caden's desk placement because they're right there. It's just
Yesterday
like
we-
just off camera.
Yeah.
Except
And so,
for
like,
yesterday.
So
Yesterday
just
we put
Kaden
you in
will
a bit
do
of a
this.
cave.
Yeah, with the green
I'm
screen.
constantly just glaring. Or like Michael will say something and I'll look over and I'll just be like,
I'll say something and wait, and just stare and watch Kaden slowly turn around.
Well, yesterday we were filming a little thing. It's like we did some more VR stuff, but we had like some scenes, as it were. And there was like in the kind of winding up period between 2 different gameplays. I just hear Michael lean over and go, because you were just smeared back behind this giant green
I
screen.
was caged back.
In like this like dark
They didn't want
corner.
you to be released.
And Michael's like, how's Kaden doing? Let's do a Kaden check?
Yeah, I just yelled
Kaden
Kaden
had
check.
no idea. Just
No one
Kaden
did.
check.
It
and then
was-
Kaden's just like still working, and you went, excellent.
Yeah.
Everyone was confused.
Well, yeah.
I was like, what's to be confused about? We did a Kaden
I went.
check.
I yelled, Kaden check. We're good. And then I think you were like, they didn't answer you or something like that.
I think BK was
or
like-
someone's like, Kaden didn't
Yeah.
answer you. And I go, I don't need them to answer me.
Right.
They're like, well, you're the one.
there.
You were the one talking to him. And I was like, I wasn't talking to Caden. I was telling the room Kaden check as in time to check
when
on
Michael
Caden.
summoned
Make sure
me-
Caden is
like
okay.
when you
Caden
said
was okay.
striking light.
We moved
You
along.
know, to be like, heard you. No, you just you said it. Now
when-
strike the light.
If I said if Caden was on the floor, I would have run over.
Kaden
but-
goes, I'm checked.
when Michael summons me, I know. And I
Summons.
show up because
That was not a summon, yeah.
That
No,
was-
it was. If I
Yeah.
yelled Caden check and then Caden was like, I would be like, oh no, something's wrong.
Imagine just
And I
it's
would've
been
run
an
over.
hour of Caden just writhing around on
Right.
the ground like a worm.
I would've got
and then
up,
we go,
I would've-
Caden check. Oh my God,
would've
how
got
long
up.
has this
Yeah,
been
if
going
would've-
on?
one time you don't do the Kaden check, that
Here's
Kaden
what-
check was actually
Let me
me.
tell you, I've run it through my head already. Here's what happened. You run over, first things first, you assist Caden. You deal with the situation. Are they okay? Do they need assistance? Okay, cool. They're good. Immediately get them on the path to recovery. Then you turn around and go, who the fuck missed their Caden check? And you look at the chart. It's like when you get in a porta potty
Yes.
and some motherfucker, it's like, Phil!
You're going through and
Like
you're
when
checking
people
off.
Clear. Shit everywhere. Where the fuck is Phil? Why is there a 10-day gap? It's supposed to be every 6 days. You check the chart and you go, who missed their Caden check? And then you see who's either pretending not to look or is trying to slink out the door.
Yep.
And you
it's
get
like,
them.
I'm gone for a week and they forget.
You were gone for a week.
I was gone for a week.
I was counting the days. I was texting Caden before they landed.
Yes.
The longest week of all time.
I get
You
off the
arrived to text.
I get off the plane. The first message I get is a message from Michael.
Welcome home.
No,
Caden.
it was Caden landing, leaving. It wasn't coming
Yeah.
back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, and the first
yeah.
Slack was, I'll show you the Nike one. And it was the Tifa statue
Yes.
that I bought.
Yes.
Doing the Jacko pose. And Caden was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
was basically their
I
reply.
responded
That
with,
needs to be an emoji.
Yeah.
Which was on. Speaking of that flight,
Yes.
that was where I was
Oh
with
God.
weirdest
drink.
flight experience.
Hell
I've
yeah.
had,
Talk
where-
me through it. Put me on that flight.
Alrighty, so like I like go over and like this is me leaving from Austin to go visit my family in Arizona, and so like I'm already like, oh boy, we're going to Arizona. Let's go. Let's strap in, folks. And I'm next to like these two like nice like old ladies, like probably like in their 80s kind of age, and like they're super nice, but they were doing that whole family thing where they're all trying to swap seats and you know that whole thing.
Right.
And I end up next to this old lady and her husband, who's like suddenly. Shift changes. It's just completely different. And he goes, he sits next to me, he goes, so glad you're not a 200-pound man. And I go, like, I had.
Is that a challenge?
Oh, there was I had like, I was so close to going, I am a man. Like,
Yeah.
I was almost like, oh, I'm using this gender fluid card real easy right now.
What did they
didn't.
say?
And but I didn't do that. I was just kind of like, okay, like, haha, like, I have to be next to these people for like 2 hours.
Right. Let's not throw it off on
And so like they're just kind of like he's just being like I guess like he's just like kind of talking down to his wife and I'm just kind of sitting here like okay and blah 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 whatever and like so the flight attendant comes over to like give us our drinks or whatever and like you know I'm like oh I have my Coke and she's like oh here you go little one
And he
like,
says, back in my day,
Yeah.
Coke was a powder. And he was jostling and writhing.
Like, his wife is like, I'll have this, like, some wine, and, like, they give her the wrong one. She goes, I didn't ask for this, I asked for that one. And I'm already like, okay.
Oh.
And then he goes, I'll take a club soda. And they're like, oh, we ran out, blah, blah. And then he's like, well, what else do you have? And he's, like, going through this list, and he goes, I guess I'll try this, and starts sampling the drinks.
Oh.
On a
Like-
flight. And
Yeah,
it's also
Like cracking open those
it's-
baby cans.
It's
and he's
fucking soda.
Yeah, and he kept going, I don't want this, take it back. And then at one point, the flight attendant had to like go to like the back to like try to look for this club soda. And he goes, what, do I just not get a drink anymore? And like,
Sure.
and then the
maybe.
and then the lady's like, she's looking, sir. And I'm just sitting next to these people like,
It's
what
also
on earth
let me
is
tell you
going
what's on that cart. Coke, Sprite,
Dr. Pepper
cran
baby.
apple,
Yeah, a juice.
an
yeah.
orange juice, a ginger ale type thing.
Right.
That's about it. And then like this wine or this wine.
Yep.
And the beer.
Yep.
Let me sample it. Like,
coffee,
bro, they're all in
coffee.
cans.
Yeah, I
These are all name brands.
This
What the
dude-
fuck are you
I
talking
just
been
about?
around
What is
the
going
block.
on? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm
That's
just-
Right.
Wild.
That's a new one.
That's
I'm
wild.
just like, okay.
There's got to be people that
And
don't
then,
fly off.
and I just start,
It
and
has
it's
to
just like, that started the trip. Like, this trip is just like, it was
It's a week-long trip.
it was wild and from start to finish between that.
I mean, you're a wild liver, so that doesn't surprise
you know me, that's
You're a wild
wild,
liver.
crazy
Yeah.
times when I go
Didn't-
visit my parents.
Didn't you say
Party animal.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you say too he was like telling her things she couldn't order or like no, you want
God.
this one.
Oh yeah, like,
Oh,
like
God.
Where is it?
it wasn't that. It was
Thanks
that
for this
like
wine. My husband wanted me to have the other one.
he was like,
Jesus.
no, he was like, you want to like use like my like earphones because like she didn't like have earphones. And she kept going like, oh no thanks, and he goes, yeah you do.
I think you misheard yourself.
I think you misunderstand. You do.
I also don't know if it
That's
was
weird.
him or Kaden calling them earphones. Headphones?
I always say headphones, but
earphones. It just
earphones make sense.
It sounds like something an old person would say.
It's definitely.
I
what my dad
guess
would
it's in the
say.
middle. It's
Headphones are
up
different
there
from
or it's
earphones,
little
though.
baby.
Headphones are different from earphones. though.
Headphones.
Yeah,
earphones,
but I guess
use them both.
like earbuds stole it, right? I just call
Yeah.
them earbuds. I realize earbuds I think are technically Apple.
I call them my
They,
buddies.
they kind of put them on the map. Yeah. Well, you
say-
gotta have some.
I gotta have some. Exactly.
You've got your
You took
buddies.
it from
Matt's
me.
got
I was-
Pokemon.
I was coming in.
I couldn't handle
I'll
every
slow it down.
conversation because I just kept doing that thing where I'm pretending to listen to music because I'm like, ooh,
it was-
what's going on next to me?
It was also crazy because you were telling me about it, and it was more or less on a flight. You know, sometimes you get an incident or
Yeah.
two, and that's enough, right? Because you can't go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
you guys have to
trapped in
handle
with
it.
them.
Caden had like one after another. I'm like, how long was this flight? And Caden's like 2 hours. Like that sounds like the entire flight. This was happening.
Non-stop drama.
2 hours of
Damn,
this.
I didn't know you were flying with TBS.
I would've-
Or TNT. They know drama. TBS, not so much. I don't know what they
Very
stand for.
funny.
Is that the name of the channel?
No,
or the
TBS
slogan?
is very. You're all over the place.
Regular human
You're a
being.
freak.
All three minds.
TNT, the dog, right?
Yeah, dance next to you.
I haven't watched cable in more than half my life.
You're the one that tried to make the connection, not me. Like you went for it and then went, I don't know, I don't watch it.
It was your judging game.
It was low-hanging fruit that you tripped trying to grab.
Yeah, I tripped falling over the apple on the ground. I know scrumping.
Hey, there's a hole in my basket.
Listen, if there's an easy joke, Trevor will make it. Me and BK did a team
What
friendly
the hell?
Me and BK made a team friendly
Punching me
fire
in the-
post
in the
yesterday.
face.
And we did definitions. So BK put up the friendly definition, I
Yeah.
put up the fire definition, and Trevor comments under my definition saying, as defined by Kai.
Trevor, you're so funny.
And then I went, I saw someone today say, this was a good video. This made me really laugh out loud a few times. And I was like, that it was so pure, just the way they just kind of explained it rather than the typical just lol. I was like, oh,
That's good.
Thanks. And I liked
You
it.
gotta giggle.
They had a soup spoon.
The regular spoon, right?
Oh, pinkies up, pinkies up.
On their silver tray. Dude, I know they came out a while ago, and it was like, I cleared it. You know what I mean? I cleared them. Some stuff I get really excited about, like Face Jam, because my fingers are real in that pie, right? Whether you like it or not. Nothing really comes out of Face Jam, whether it be like a show or a merch or something, that isn't just like riddled with Michael's fingers, right? Because it's so small. The show, it's just
Your
like
fingers?
it's just no, that's Joe. But the show is like it's mostly, I mean, it's the four of us, but Nick just wears the monkey mask, right?
Yeah.
And so it's three of us, which is mostly me and Eric doing stupid shit,
Yeah.
and Jordan going, I don't like you. And so if there's something really dumb comes out, it's usually like we have this really dumb idea, and then the people who have talent make it, and it's good. But I get very excited when like this dumb shit comes out. But a couple months ago, we had the like eatery pack come out,
Yes.
which is just like a little
Oh, yeah.
plastic it's like a container, and it's got a plastic fork, knife, and spoon.
Oh,
but they're
nice.
reusable, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like not disposable plastic. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, jammers will like that. It's just the dumb idea that, like, realistically, it's kind of like for a trip. Hang on.
I think I'm coming in through the ceiling.
It's kind of like for a trip, or like, I think of camping. Like, why else would you ever need utensils in a container? That's what a drawer is.
Yeah.
But some showed up. I got hold of them, like, as, hey, here's the thing that you are part of. Here's your thing. And I was like, oh, cool, whatever. I threw my kids would like them. And they're like, oh, yeah, because they know what Face Jam is, because it's just like my food show. It's my food show, and then the guy in the monkey mask.
Yep.
And so I had it for like 2 weeks, and I don't eat soup a lot. I used to, but Texas is so dang hot. It's just, I don't go to soup. But still, if I'm like feeling shitty, and if I have it, I'll stock up on Chicorina when it's available, which is basically like, what's the other word for it? I think it's like Italian wedding or whatever the fuck it's called, the other brand.
Yeah.
Chicorina is just, I think, the progressive brand, but it's all the little balls.
Yeah.
It's a little balls, and it's a little meatballs, and then there's chicken. Best soup, best flavor, very
Meatballs
hearty.
and chicken?
Yeah, both.
Oh.
Both. Very good. Best soup
Question.
from a can. Best
You
soup.
consider all soups and chowder. Do you consider soup and chowder the same thing?
I mean, yeah, but I don't give a shit. I don't really like chowder, so I don't care.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
Seattle chowder was so
here's
good.
my thing with spoons. A lot of spoons, too big.
There's a lot of big spoons
Because
out
they're
there.
wide. When you gotta be like, when the spoon is widening your mouth,
But there's different spoons for different occasions.
I don't
right,
wanna
but
take
any
a spoon
occasion
and go
where it's
clattering
stretching
around
my mouth,
teeth.
don't need it, right?
Right.
So like I've got like tiny spoons, regular spoons, and then like the serving spoons. I never use the regular spoons. I always use the smallest of spoons.
Yeah. Really?
I just don't want a big old, it's the width. It's the
Yeah.
width thing.
Yeah.
Like a fork gets longer, a spoon gets wider,
Right.
okay? This fucking Face Jam spoon, I had soup the other day. I was like, oh my God, because it's longer. It solves the spoon. I was eating it using my own product going, this is the best soup spoon I've ever Dad, it's so long. And so like it could hold more,
Yeah.
but it wasn't stretching my tiny little cheeks.
Yeah,
My cheeks are thick on the outside, but tiny on the inside.
I don't like those big spoons.
And so that was when I went, good job, me, even though I didn't design it or even come up with that one at all. That was a real, hey, we want to make this? And I said, yeah, whatever. And then I fell in love with it. So if you don't like spoons stretching your cheeks open, but you want to get more liquid, check out the Face Jam, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Write down the
set in
there.
packaging. Write down the packaging.
Dude, it's approved by me well after it was created and sold.
Nice.
I'm just saying, you know, honest review from an honest guy. I would go on the review page and go, I loved it. Granted, I had to do with its creation, but you trust me, I like it.
I like it now. The worst spoon is the traditional soup spoon, which is just a round fucking thing that's just like, it's like a small
Oh yeah,
ladle.
the one that's like not.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the plastic
outta
spoons
here.
are like that shape a lot.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you get a plastic spoon that's just not a round circle instead of like the nice little egg shape.
It's just too steep, and so like you really gotta like smear it against your lip to get it off. So you gotta pull it
Now
upwards.
that's complicated.
Yeah, that's.
What are you doing? I'm trying to use a spoon.
I'm trying to use this damn round spoon.
The spoon forgets that. The spoon
I'll
gets the ladle.
slingshot it in.
Have you ever considered maybe this is you?
No.
No, those round spoons are terrible.
Okay.
I know how to operate it.
I'm with Trevor on this. Too many weird spoons, dude.
Let's just unify back down to the
I mean,
basics.
I need a spoon to eat and a spoon to serve.
The
I wanna
spoons that cause
slide.
me problems are the plastic spoons, not because of their shape, but just because the plastic itself. Like if you're like enjoying your soup or your chowder or whatever, your cereal,
Yeah.
and you're like really getting in there and you're like, you know when you suck it off the thing, but then like it really does like scratch the sides of your thing, like that
Not
plastic.
the Face Jam spoon.
Oh, are you using
I
the
sucked
knife
it to the
spoon?
bone.
No, not the spork.
The spife, where it's got it's a spoon with knife edges.
The spife.
Write that down. So write that down. Let's copyright this.
Well, they were saying
Normal guy.
that they would use their spoon and it would cut the inner side
Yeah,
of their.
because-
I heard what she said.
You
And I'm
never
saying,
had-
what is it? Is it
You
a
never had one that was
spife?
so good that you're like, as you see the
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and you just like it's all in there. You're just like sucking in the goodness, and the spoon's
But
in there too,
then
and
the
it's
spoon,
just
Getting wet.
Check on
we're,
it.
You were slapping this thing like the lobster.
What?
The lobster, or was it a crab? I don't remember.
There was a
It
crab.
was a crab.
Talking about AH Live?
Yeah, I forgot. Because I wasn't
Slap
there.
it?
Well, I mean,
No,
it just kept
man
getting
handled
wet
that crap.
throughout the show.
Yeah.
Remember, people kept picking it up and juice kept going everywhere, and then the
Yes.
stage kept
You
stinking.
remember when Gavin had the
like
bow
crab.
into it?
I
That was
just-
Dude, Alfredo licked it.
I just ate
did.
the gum that came with the baseball cards. I ate the gum that came with the baseball cards, and I
Okay.
think
You're
it
proud.
damaged me because it was older than I was.
When?
And
What are you talking
It was
about?
next to the crab. Otherwise, I didn't.
I don't know why you keep pointing at this, going, I ate the gum, I ate the gum.
You said I slapped this like I slapped a lobster, which was actually a crab that I
Right.
didn't touch.
Right.
Except I guess I.
But then
didn't
I
lick
left it at that, and now I think in your mind this became the crab, and you seem
this is
confused. I just like the water splatting everywhere, but it's not nearly as disgusting because it's just ice that's melting.
Ice or
the crab was, ugh, dude. It was on a chair, and a couple times someone like picked up the chair,
Yeah.
and it spilled off like rainwater off the top of a trash can.
which is why it was wild.
Yeah, it was gross. And then Joe got a cake, and somebody kept eating it.
Kept eating
Someone.
it.
Some freaks.
I love that.
And then we performed
Someone
High School
would be.
Musical at the third show.
See,
Somebody would be eating it, and then Joe would be coming off stage, and I'd be like, Joe, someone took a bite of your cake, and then whoever was eating it would already have
But it's the
left, and he'd
funny
turn
thing
around
because
and
the
run
whole
back on
point-
stage.
The whole point of the cake was because it was a cheesecake, so it has the milky ingredients. And he was supposed to eat some. He was supposed to be set on fire, and the cheesecake was going to help him for that.
Yeah.
So the fact that there was no cheesecake at the end, it didn't matter because we forgot to do the bit. But the cheesecake being gone
I
at
don't
the end
think
was
we
actually
forgot.
very detrimental. Well, we didn't forget.
I just think it was ignored.
At the end of each show, I was like, I
We
wonder
got
if-
him
I
though. We
wonder
got
if
him.
they'll do it.
We got him.
Last show.
We got him at the very end when I have like 10 minutes of straight BTS in the middle of our show, which is when you want BTS.
Yeah.
One of the people in the show standing there filming. Granted,
the show.
Granted, there was 25 people on stage at that point.
Yeah.
And it's just Joe going, and I run backstage to get him a bottle of water, come back and give it to him. He's like, oh thank God, and he's drinking it, and he's going, I fucking hate this tour. he had like a bunch of super spicy shit.
Yeah.
And he was just,
Yeah,
he was
the
just,
spicy
he was
chips.
just like melting on stage at the
He
end
didn't
of
even
the
do
show.
it. What show was it? Was it?
It was LA.
It was LA. It was
Well,
the
the
last
San
one.
Francisco show, we forgot to do it, but he
So he did the gummy
tested
bear.
it.
Oh, yeah.
He tested it before the show.
Yeah, but it was like,
So we still
dude,
got it.
But it was like,
all-
dude,
Yeah.
he went
He
hard.
said it was worse the second time than it was the
bet.
first.
Yeah.
That's no bueno.
And that's why he's not here today. Couldn't cut it.
He had to check his bowel movements after that. I
Always
hear
gotta
he gets
check
checked up
those.
regularly.
Oh.
Gotta like shit into a sieve and then just kind of
Yeah.
feel out and make sure you're not
Yeah.
dropping any quarters in there.
Why would you drop quarters?
What? Just a regular guy.
Hell are you talking?
Listen, you know it's
Look,
good when
I'm
you make
here.
yourself look
I'm
better.
ready, right? I'm
No.
ready to roll with it.
Oh,
when
fuck,
when
man.
you go into quarters and there's no path there. The bridge is out. The
path
bridge
was
is
all up
out,
here.
and you're just on the other side going, "Join me!" And it's going, "I don't know how you got there,
Dude,
how?"
I used to be, I'm still bad at it. But I used to be extra bad at it because my brain would just be like all over the place.
We were just talking about that
So if I'm
today.
too lazy
yeah.
or if I'm too like attention deficit, I'll just jump to the conclusion and give no indications how I got there, and then it'll just leave everybody.
Well, the best part too isn't just that you did it, but then you turn and go, "You know what I mean?" Like we should know.
It's just me being like,
That's why I like leaning into
I
it.
do that all the time though, where I'll just like send messages and I'll be like, oh yeah, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? Like, what is?
You're like, you need to catch up.
This kept happening when I was in Arizona, where I kept texting Jaren, and I would be like, just random messages, and he'd go, like, what were you talking about?
I'm ready to be
And
there,
I
but
would
what the hell?
I just kept constantly going,
Oh, man.
oh, you know?
Sometimes I think I broke a little bit. I don't know what it is in these last like 2 weeks especially, but I feel like just nonstop this, that, from like going to business meetings to then recordings to then like this and that and whatever. I'm just like, my brain is rattled.
the last 2 weeks have been a lot. Like, it's been a lot behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on the scenes. Like, RTX is coming up. Achievement Hunter stuff is happening.
2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
No, it's just like.
I mean,
the last
when this
5
comes out,
years.
will it be 2 weeks? I don't know.
The last since we got hired.
there are so many times like I'm in it right now where I go, man, just get through this one more week. Not like I hate it, but it's just like, oh, there's like so much shit that's
Yeah.
like compounding on top of each other, and go, and then you're free, and then something comes up and you go, oh, well, then I got that thing.
Yeah,
Oh, and
yep.
then that thing.
Yeah.
God damn it. Right now for me, it's August. I'm like, if I can make it to August.
Damn.
It's not even June yet.
Oh my God. It's just like, I guess it's a number of things. It's just how discreetly different each of
Yeah.
them are. And so
Yeah.
I'll go to one brainstorm session, which will rip over then to go to
Yep.
an administrative focus, like business strategy shit, to then
switching
rip over
between
to
the
be
two
like,
different
all
sides
right,
of
it's
your brain.
Gmod.
Yup.
My brain is finally losing its
Yup.
steam.
Then now imagine that
My
in the-
20s have flittered away.
in the middle of the day, already getting your kid like from school, which is a kind of a gear shift.
Yes, very
and
much
then
so.
like, like dealing with shit at home, gotta get an ice pack, gotta do this and that. All right, time to go do off topic. My brain is like being pulled out of its fucking skull. It's real multiverse shit. I'm like, I
I'm going on
have
Saturday.
I still need to plan to see.
I have coming up on a single day.
have your number.
On a single day, and you never will. On a single day, Iris is graduating her
Oh, sad. I heard you and
preschool
Lindsay
class.
talking about this.
Yeah, well, I wasn't. I was being intentionally vague, but thanks for doxing me. There, on a single day, Iris is graduating her preschool and doing her first like dance recital,
Oh, nice.
and that's just like that's dealing with leading up to it. It's like the classes, the outfits, the this, that, whatever, but also like. Well, it's not like, well, I gotta work today, then I gotta take her to dance, then I gotta do this. Work today is, all right, Joe and I are slapping each other with little sticky slap hands for 7 minutes straight. Two grown men just wheezing, out of breath, slapping each other. Then it's like, all right, gotta make sure I pick up the dress on the way home from work though. Also, I need to get 2 slushies or I'm gonna be in big trouble if I don't get 2 coconut slushies when I come home today. Because I locked that in at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, come back. All right, now you're doing this for 2 hours. it's so not normal.
Oh yeah, we got some weird ass lives. I think,
It's just
I think
like-
I'm becoming the Baba Yaga is what's happening. I'm really settling into my role as the.
I'll tell you what, it ain't boring.
That's true.
But like,
making the most.
boy,
of it.
do I ever appreciate doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like watching TV, like sitting in my bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And it's like, what'd you do today? And it went from 10 years ago, nothing to nothing. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was me when I went back to see my family. And I haven't been back since I moved here. So I'm wacky now. And they're like,
That's what you call it?
yeah,
Wacky?
I'm wacky.
I love that for you.
I'm wacky.
And like my family's like, well, we're gonna do all these.
We're gonna re-normalize you.
Yeah.
Stop being wacky.
Yeah. Stop. Well, it was like.
Mom, you're jostling me.
Within like.
Become.
Within 5 minutes of getting into the car, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I was like,
It falls really quickly back into like parent family,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm the dependent
But
kid
had
mode where
so
they're
many
like
moments.
guidance and opinions and
And
things.
thank God I got hired doing what I already did.
Oh yeah.
I go back home and go, I go back home. No, I meant my life, not my job. I go back home and I go, baby, and no one looks at me, right?
Yeah, you're like,
There's no one blinks an eye.
Denise, you're gonna
Yeah. Stop it. Stop it. She texted me like 5 days in a row with no response, and as usual, it's just like, "Are you alive?" And it's always like, "I shit myself to death."
But
is what I say to her.
I revel in your stories.
That's all I
Sorry,
do.
I can
Kaden.
finally answer my father's question if I know anyone that does podcasts.
Dude, you tweeted
You're like,
that.
and you're looking at
Yeah,
him.
so, okay. So like earlier, like it was like earlier the same day, my mother goes up to me and she's like, you do that Let's Play thing, right?
That
And like,
Let's Play
I've
thing.
been like, I taught myself video editing by like doing my own Let's Plays since I was like 15 years old kind of thing.
Nice.
Like that's how I started learning video editing
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And so like, first of all, this has been me for eons now and for like 10 years. And then, but my mom's like, oh, Let's Play thing. I'm like, yes, mother, that is my job. And she goes, do you know this YouTuber? And I was like, okay, you're gonna have to narrow it down.
The guy on
And,
YouTube.
like,
Yeah, you know, the white dude on
He's
YouTube.
the guy to color hair.
and then,
Yeah,
and it's just like Jack Septicai.
Jack Septic Tank.
Yeah, like, and I'm like,
Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
like, I'm
Jack.
aware of who this is, yes.
He's
and
watching.
And,
Yeah, of course.
And then,
I always
and
assume.
then and it just like, she just walks away and I'm like, okay, bye mom. And then later on, my family's watching some TV show and like, I'm just playing my dog. My dad goes, so like, your friends, like, do you know anyone that does like podcasting? And I'm like, and I go, yeah, a few.
I love the idea of your dad being like, I'm interested.
I also
Where do I get stuff?
I also like that her like if Caden's dad asked that in 2022, where I was like, everyone does podcasts. That doesn't have anything to do with even you working here.
Yeah.
Everyone who works at Walmart has a podcast. It's just like, it's just, you know anybody who does podcasts? Anyone? Ever? Anywhere? Like, who doesn't?
There's
It's dad asking, do you know anyone?
There were so
I could use a
many
friend.
times on this trip where I was just like, what is going on? Because
Yeah.
I also got to experience my father playing video games.
Whoa, what do you
Dude,
play?
dude, let me tell you, you were telling me about this before you went home. Then you went home and you came back and you did not disappoint with what you were telling me about your dad playing
Yeah,
video
didn't
games.
we
Get in
hook
there.
up to like
Okay.
a interesting
So-
game to start?
All right, so my dad plays like I used to play games with my dad growing up, stuff like that, and he'll kind of go on and off with some games and so I love Mass Effect, and so he's like, I'll try this game.
How old
And
is your dad, if you don't mind?
60 something? I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. Okay,
Mid-
great.
That's a good range.
I just didn't know if it was like,
Mid-60s,
okay,
I think.
okay,
That age.
okay.
then-
Well, hang on.
My dad is
And
not
so-
60 something.
So pretty much like beforehand,
Mine
I've been telling Michael this saga like for months now, where my dad will just randomly like text me. We'll be talking about like taxes, and he'll be like, "I'm a Spectre now," and I'll be like, and then
Oh, you're 20 minutes into the game.
It'll be like, I'll be like, "Oh, what class did you choose?" And he'll be like, "The third option." And I'll be like, "What does that mean?"
remember.
And then he'll just like later on just give me some random information, and just like on the phone he'll be like, I rescued some blue girl today. And I'll be like,
Awesome.
what is
He's
going
playing the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. Anyways,
That's so sweet, though.
oh, you think it is. And
Oh,
then we get,
well, I take it back.
and so I get home, my dad goes, Mass Effect's really hard. And I go, yeah, Dad? And then I'm like thinking like, okay, like, he doesn't play a lot of games. Like, I remember struggling with that game when I first played. So I was like, okay, like, maybe he's playing on super hard difficulty mode. He's playing on casual mode, but he's making it super hard difficulty mode.
Oh.
By accident, because he's stupid.
Is he doing melee only?
No, it's, so he goes up to me, he goes, I'm like, well, what guns are you using? And he goes, the one they give you. And I go, no, but like, they give you like 6. And he goes, well, no, they only gave me the one. And I press the button and I go, you can choose any of these. And then
Oh, those look swell.
Yeah, and then he goes, oh. And then he goes, yeah, I found this equipment screen and I don't know what to do with it. And I pull up and I go, Dad, you are halfway through the game using level 1 armor and
no, that's awesome.
But that's so
But he's still
That's
playing,
actually really
too.
clever.
He's just going, this is hard.
So I'm like,
Mario was hard too. Didn't even have any save points.
I didn't, Michael, I never told you this part, but I'm like, so like my room back at my parents' house, it would be like my room, and then my dad's like office that he works in, because he works from home, is like adjacent to it. So like you can definitely like hear if he's talking, kind of thing. And so I'm watching anime in my room, just chilling, and I just hear my dad just quietly going, "Oh, that looks like a bad guy."
That's
Oh, what's going on? Like,
I love the narration.
Oh, no.
Put a camera in front of it. I want to watch him play these games.
I
I
would-
would enjoy it so much.
That
I want a
rules.
challenge accepted that it's the Caden's dad challenge, where
That
like, you
would
play
be
any game
great.
with
You're
starting
telling me
gear through the whole thing.
You're telling me he would just like talk to random people around and be like, I like this lady's nice. And just like chat with her. And my first question was, does he let the dialogue play through? And Caden's like, yep.
He doesn't know he can progress it.
Any game I play Skyrim, but any game like that, I get an hour in where I'm listening and it's like, I just totally head to the, and then save.
It's important you
must know. It's just like,
So-
that's just so much.
He,
Well,
like,
I just read it
You can
faster
I'm
than they
like
speak.
asking him about like skill points, and he does get skill points, but that's just because he has the auto thing automatically. So it's just been
got
randomly
it.
given it. So it's
Thank
like,
God.
which I'm like, okay, cool. At least we're this far. And I'm like, oh, are you Paragon or Renegade? He goes, Kid, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, are you nice or mean? And he goes, well, I try to be a nice guy, but sometimes a
I'm a
nice
good guy.
He goes, but sometimes a nice option's he's kind of mean.
I like the idea, just coming back to the conversations, like, if he didn't know he could skip, what if he didn't know he could progress the conversation? So they say their line, then they wait for your response, and you're like, carry on? I'm stuck. And then they have to leave the game, reboot it, and then just go, I guess I'll avoid that person.
that guy's a soft lock.
He just keeps being like, oh, this is, I was like, oh, what party members do you like? And he goes, oh, like that's what he goes, I like this nice lady. He like points to
I'm romancing
Ashley.
this kind woman.
Oh, that was before this trip. Caden mentioned that her dad was playing Mass Effect, and I said something. I don't remember exactly how I said it, but I was like, make sure you discuss with him who he's gonna. What did I say? I don't remember how I phrased it. It was like who he will lay with, or something like that.
Who he will make generations with,
and like
make people.
So I asked Caden again, like when you came back, and it was so funny. He said something like, I was like, so who's your dad romancing, or something like that, and you were basically like, the way you said it was so like multifaceted, where you're like, my dad doesn't know what he's doing. And so you can take it as like not knowing the equipment, not knowing this and that, and also he doesn't know anything about romance.
Yep.
It's like I immediately took it both ways. Like it was very funny. I don't even know which way you intended it, but it was funny. Like this guy, he's got no game. He doesn't know what. He's not romancing.
maiden.
He's not romancing shit. Okay.
No, maybe.
This guy, no one's laying with like level 1 armor.
And then this was one of those moments where like I realized how comfortable I am being here compared to like a little nice Kaden from home, where I was like, Dad, you're bad. I just kept telling him, and my mom was like,
You need to stop.
Don't
it.
talk.
Your father's been leveling up very hard.
He's been working very hard
It just
for
kept
this.
like, because my mom has such like a respect your elders, and apparently me going, man, you suck at Mass Effect 1. It's like, that's too far.
Terrible.
Does he drive the Mako, the Mako?
He keeps going, I'm on the space drone. I'm like, he's like, it's so hard. I don't know where I'm going. And he goes, I beat a mission. I found some father guy, and I left, and I was running around for 30 minutes, and then the game popped up and went, do you want to return? He went, yeah.
I'd love
trying
to return.
this whole time.
I just like the idea of like, if I were stuck, right, checking the menus and all, I would be cursing at the game, like, oh my fucking God, like, and then it would pop up like, you want to go back? And I go, yeah, I want to go back. Why did I ask what? And I like Kate's dad going, oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be swell.
That'd be
so
awesome.
Oh, that would be extremely
kind of
helpful
you.
right now. Yeah. Am I being beamed up?
This reminds me so much of the elderly woman who plays through Skyrim, but there's a whole kind of niche now on all like TikTok and YouTube and everything
Yeah.
where you know
That's Kaden's
an
dad's
elderly-
idol. He wants to be like her when he grows up.
But there's like a whole niche where like elderly people are playing games,
Yeah.
and it's kind of the sweetest thing where
It
they're
is.
just
It's
like
amazing.
it's very wholesome. Where they're like where you hear them clacking on the WASDA because they're trying to figure out the movement, and they're playing Minecraft and they walk, and then they look. And then they look up and they're like, "Yeah, I want to take that block."
The funny
out.
thing
And then they
about that
click.
is-
like, "Oh, that's so."
With
I love
that,
it.
I'm pretty sure like her grandson or someone
Yes,
like got her
helped
playing,
spur it on.
and she enjoyed it, and obviously got a following and stuff
Yeah.
like that. What's funny
She
to
does the
me,
game well.
what's funny to me about Kaden's dad is Kaden telling me like it's like like your dad just plays games, right? Like not a lot, but like it wasn't like he's playing this game with you not being there, and tells you about it. So it's not like, oh, Kaden's getting me to play this, but like he's still so like not new, but like inexperienced with games. I'm just like, how did he get to Mass Effect though? Like, I feel like you
his other
skipped
game
so many
goes away,
thresholds to
yeah.
go from like, I just don't know much about games. Anyway, let's play Mass Effect.
think it
Like,
was
it's
like,
kind of
like,
complicated.
there-
It's huge.
It's got a lot going on.
It was
It's
probably
impressive,
because
though.
Of me,
Yeah.
Because I had like a whole thing in high school where I really wanted to play Mass Effect, but my family was
He's
super.
trying to bond.
I'm sure he is.
He's trying.
He will, and he will.
Like my family was super like they looked up Mass Effect when I was 17. They were like, you can have sex. My daughter won't do that. And they were like,
If you're
I-
good
I-
enough,
My
you
family was
can.
like that as
yeah,
well.
so like I had like this they were like, you can't play this till you're 18 kind of thing. And then like that was my favorite game for like a really long time.
Yeah.
And like I guess now he's like, I guess it's time. I too.
He too grew up.
I,
He's like, I
understand.
can now
My-
understand sex.
When I
He
was,
played the
not that it's like different, not like sex, but when I was 13, my friend and I, full well knowing, no trickery, went to the movies. My mother bought 3 tickets to go see the South Park movie and then left. Because she didn't want to see it.
Right.
But it's rated R. And we were like, we want to see South Park. And she was like, all right.
Oh, so she just walked you guys in.
Bought
and
the
then-
ticket, let me in for the
fine.
rated R movie when we were 13. And was like, I'll be at the mall later. She's like, I don't give a shit. Because like, it was like also, not only again, like, we tricked her or she didn't know. South Park was on for years at that point.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
she knew what South Park was like.
You
We
could
want to see the
access it
South
via cable,
We want to see
like-
the South Park movie. And she's like, okay, I don't care.
Yeah.
I got real third child syndrome in a great way, right? Of like being the gap between my brothers and I. Like one, I didn't get the like
All the
we're
rules.
Well, but the rules and like we're new parents, we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
But then we also got the filtered down like know where not to waste their time.
Yeah.
Basically, in their opinion, of being like, oh, I don't even give a shit about this. That's now we're dealing with the other ones like in their early 20s.
Yeah.
You go into this movie, we know what you play. We don't. care.
Right.
This
We see where
you're
you're
too far
going.
gone. You're too far gone.
You're lost.
Essentially, it was like this means nothing. This
Yeah.
means, and quite honestly, it meant nothing, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't have the memory of like, and it changed my life forever.
Such a
The story there that I'm telling is my mother bought us tickets and that was
Yeah.
funny. And then that's it. It has nothing to do with like, I can't believe they were cursing in the movie.
Michael found
It was just
himself
like
that
how
day.
little like, I don't again, in my opinion, it's like not like didn't care, but like didn't care about what it was.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, oh, it's the South Park movie? Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of
don't
like
care.
assumptions made when you don't know what's going on. It's your first kid, so you fear that any of these like things that are new at that moment for the kid might veer them onto a path that stresses you out that you don't want them on.
Which
or
is
whatever.
why
Yeah.
all my
I was too.
So you end up kind of like
I was already
compressing
ruined.
them
Not gonna
into-
make it any worse.
I just it would never have my family would.
Yeah.
See, which is the wild thing, because all my memories are like even learning curse words. Like the way I learned hell was, or shit, was because I was watching Roll Bounce, and my dad said, "Ooh, don't say that," and I didn't know what word he was talking about. I'm like, "What are you even talking about?" So he spelled it out for me. That's how I learned shit.
And you're like, well, now I know that word. Thanks for
Exactly.
underscoring it. Yeah.
Yeah, my family was just so strict, and I was like,
I think
we love
Same.
that. We love that.
I
Asian
told him
upbringing.
time is ticking.
Like,
He's got about 30 minutes.
Squelch those corners. Ooh, yeah, we're getting in there now.
another father story. I'm just
No, that's fine.
Before we move from Mass Effect,
That's why you're here.
I need you to
so-
sit down with him and have him describe the plot as he knows it.
Oh,
You also
absolutely.
need to sit down with him before it happens in Mass Effect and have the sex talk with him.
You do
go,
need to
"Look,
have this
Dad,
conversation.
Let me
with him.
explain.
movies.
Let me explain when was it Commander Shepard
Yeah.
meets an alien.
Meets
And
any
they
of his
have-
characters.
when he meets this character that never takes their helmet off, and you don't know what they look like. He has
Is that one of
feelings.
them?
Is that Mass Effect 2? One of them. Is that Tally?
Tally?
I played about an
Tally
hour of
has
the
like
newest
a
one.
thing on, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, back to your father here.
So
Not the spaghetti.
before I moved here, back when we were like all still remote and stuff, my dad has like HBOmax, and I'd walk downstairs, and he would sound like one of the advertisements of like, "I'm so glad I have HBOmax so I can like watch this."
Shill.
this." And
You're
then-
shilling.
Yeah, but
no,
it's a great deal with great content.
Yeah, and like he would just, I'd walk downstairs and he would just say this, like, and I would just go, "You're just watching a movie? Okay, cool." Like, I'm like, okay, cool. And he would just do this all the time, like, because
Yeah.
he was just so excited about it.
Yeah.
He just loves it. And I would tell the post team, because I'd always walk into post team meetings and go, "Y'all want to hear what my family did
Yep.
today?" And then Larry started calling my dad HBOmax Greg. And I told my dad, who went, "I have a nickname." and it's one of those things where he just,
Oh, it's time to hook your dad up.
He's kept it up for like so long. and like,
It's consistent.
and then I come back like after like this hasn't gotten brought up in so long, except for every now and then on the phone he'd be like, "This is what I'm watching on HBOmax right now," and he would like tell me, and I'd be like, "Okay, Dad," and I like get there the visit, and he goes, "When you watch something on HBOmax, you could tell Larry about HBOmax Greg," and he goes, "Because I'm HBOmax Greg."
I love the idea of you coming back to the office to boast. In your dad's mind, he's like, "Yes, this will be
Yeah.
amazing." You come back to the office to be like, "Guess who I watched HBO Max with? Greg from HBO Max."
I also like the idea of Kate's dad going, "Shit, I better watch something or I'm going to
Yeah.
be stripped of my title."
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I gotta
knows
keep
it
that. I
quick.
gotta
He
keep
brings
it
it
up.
a lot
up.
to
He
him.
brings it up all the time.
Oh,
and
can we
he'll
make
be
a little plaque or like a little like just something
Yeah.
to commemorate?
Oh
Not,
my
it
God.
better be serious though. Don't joke with
No.
this man's emotions. Okay?
No, I want to. If he cares
This
as
isn't
much
for
about
your
it,
own sick entertainment.
Despite-
I will laugh with him, not at him.
No, I'm not
This
laughing
is-
at him.
I'm Caden's
He
number one
sounds like the most
fan.
pure dude,
Okay.
except for
Let's give him a
Kaden.
This is the
making these eyes
father-
and you keep
Father of
indicating otherwise.
Kaden.
Father of the year.
Father of
Gamer of
Father
the
of Kaden.
HBO Maxer of the year.
Player of Mass Effect.
All of the above.
HBO Max
It's
is
E on
Greg.
Scantron.
I think my mom would just go,
We could probably set up an actual situation with HBO Max. They'll get a little care package, and then he's just like,
No, you can't. Don't make.
I can't. But I'm
What, you
saying,
say we?
I say we could.
Hello.
This. The,
Eric?
the
HBO Max
corporate
Greg, is that
overlord.
you?
Mike,
That.
us.
The general this.
Yeah, but this guy does it too much.
I know.
What?
The
about
we
us.
and the us. Like,
Yeah.
like
I bundle you into my
I draw a
madness.
real look. When I say we as a whole, and it's like not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's fine. When we filmed something like we did yesterday, and it was just like a VR nightmare, and then
Christ.
and I'm going, oh man, like I'm looking around the room going, who's pulling the short straw on this one? And Jaren just goes, I'll edit this one. Because he was running it, and so he knows like what needs to get like where the technical problems were and stuff with VR. And Trevor announcing, going, "Yeah, we'll fix it in the edit." And I just go,
we got
"You're not
this.
doing it. Don't say it to the man that's actually
We
gonna
got
do it."
this.
Trevor's looking at Jaren, going, "We're gonna fix it."
We'll figure this
and
one
I'm
out.
going, "Don't say that.
We
Jaren.
will
Don't
find
don't
it.
insult him."
We've got this one
Just
team.
thinking about that project, it was me in the corner because I was doing a lot of production stuff with like Lindsay and
Yo, that shit was
watching
funny
it
as hell.
all, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, there were so many bits and like
It was
felt
so
like
funny.
there were
I couldn't
scenes
watch
and
if I
beats, and
wasn't
I was like, Jesus
caged
Christ.
off.
Yeah, that was for our protection, actually.
Yeah. Kaden, check.
Yeah.
You're okay.
We had some like
Pass out.
we had some like
Oh my God.
we had some like Dark Lord stuff going on, some like big bads, and I didn't want Kaden to like one up them. You know what I mean? It would have ruined the whole like role play if Kaden walked in and then it was like
The illusion is shattered.
Yeah, it was like, oh shit, like Sith Jar Jar Binks is here. Yeah. The hidden twist.
It's a compelling theory.
I know. That it would be Kaden if it was true.
I told Joe that the good thing about that though is that now everyone if the camera's pointed, I'm there. You can't see me. But I'm
Always,
there.
always just off frame. There's a lot going on. Just speaking of dark overlords or what have you, there's in the red web sphere. There's like so many little news articles coming out that are kind of like are more wild theories with like aliens, and you wouldn't understand. But owls, their sinister nature is.
I mean, do you see how their
owls.
neck works? Of course they are.
Exactly. Thank you for agreeing.
I was in my D&D.
Huh? What's up? Oh, hey, Chris.
Why didn't you let him get here?
What? Because I'm announcing him.
Well, I'm saying the audience would have been like, whoa, there he is. You had to yell it a second before he
On your
showed
head?
up.
I was so excited.
I know
Oh,
you
yeah,
were.
it is hot outside.
So
That's only
now
one
let me
of them.
ask. I know you're mic'd up, but you can just project. Is this funeral spaghetti?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Okay, that's what I thought. Now we were discussing why it was where it was, and Kai brought up a good point. It was in the place where you guys used to stream. So is that older than the office you have already came and left from?
it's from like November.
So yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Because I
God.
was like, why isn't it in the fridge that was close to you guys?
whenever-
Because it's older than that.
Yeah. It is from
There are some
around
things you can't make up.
Thanksgiving. I came back and had brought this spaghetti from the
Was it just the one or was it a bunch?
That spaghetti has longer tenure than
Than-
Joe and BK
And me.
at this company.
And me and oh my God.
I guess technically you,
For
yeah.
my new position.
I didn't know if there was a
technically,
lot and you
yeah.
consumed it or it was just that.
There were like 9 bags. Now I only got the one.
Oh,
But I
okay.
had a bunch of other things. The bags were divided amongst the family.
Okay, sure.
It's like part of my inheritance.
Oh,
Now let me ask.
all
Is there
right.
part of a person in there? Because
God.
generally, if something's divided amongst a family at a funeral, it's like
no.
ashes
Something
or
worse.
We're
something.
trying to get rid of the ashes.
Yeah,
just
we
water
put it in
down.
the spaghetti.
Put it in the
This-
spaghetti.
I had the spaghetti, and then I think we had a sale going on at the store, and on the RC podcast, I said, "Hey, anyone who purchases merch within the next week and sends me the receipt on Twitter, then you get a chance to win my spaghetti.
I'm leaning.
You get a
but yeah.
chance to win the spaghetti, and well,
But then you didn't secure the spaghetti at all
I
and just
put the
left
spaghetti in the freezer and
He aged it.
Can I tell you too, Chris? I said, people are like, why did he text you about the spaghetti? I said, I have no idea. Don't want to ask. He'll show up and tell me. And,
Yeah.
and what a beautiful story. It's people sending him receipts to get spaghetti from him.
That's being generous. That there are people. There's
Did anyone
a
send a
person.
receipt?
Well, then
Oh,
did they get the whole spaghetti?
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
They
good.
won the
yeah.
drawing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was a drawing of
Was
one.
it a drawing of one person?
Yeah.
Oh,
won,
okay.
So.
Do you want to announce who they were?
Congratulations.
No, I'm gonna. I
Surprise
contacted
them?
I contacted them in like
Got it.
January.
Oh, okay.
And then I forgot.
And then they said,
So
do you
they've
still
been
have
on the edge of
spaghetti?
their seat,
Yeah.
waiting with a fork and a knife and like a bib on, going,
They're gonna wake up at 3 a.m. going, it's coming.
yeah. Now that I know it still exists, I
Yeah.
can now follow up.
Just so you know, I outsourced that too to someone else because I kept forgetting. So I slacked Aaron today. Can you do a spaghetti check
just
for
like-
me?
And then
Can we-
Aaron screams across our office.
It's a real life
Does anyone
telephone.
know what a spaghetti check is? I can't figure this
We
out.
need to. God.
It's a real life telephone of being like, hey, can you do this thing for me? Sure. I keep forgetting. Hey, can you do this thing for me? Does anyone know what this thing is? That's what it was.
I
Can we
mean,
outline the carbon footprint of
here's-
that bag of
here-
spaghetti?
But here's the thing. I just didn't give Erin the details because I didn't want to burden her. It wasn't important. Just
Right.
spaghetti check.
Are
I
you
just need a,
really-
I just need a yes or
Yes
no.
or no.
I just need a yes or no. To be honest, I don't know exactly why he wants it. I think it's funeral spaghetti.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now,
Which clears up nothing,
Now let
but-
me just for my own I don't know sake, I want to know how correct I am. Is this also the funeral spaghetti in which you drove so you could give your brother a saw, or is that separate?
I brought a saw to him.
Good.
What-
That was
what-
that was a
How do you
stop-
think?
That was Thanksgiving, which was
Right.
basically the next day.
So now, what kind of saw was it?
Well, it was an oscillating multi-tools, the one that I brought a couple.
So what was it like
more
for
than one.
wood? Or
No, it was for LVP like flooring. I floored his den.
oh, okay.
you-
I was
you floored
close.
it.
I was close. I thought it was tile.
Yeah, well, it was luxury vinyl tile. So
Okay, so it was in there. Okay,
Tile.
It's a
okay.
specific type.
Chris, this is how you know I listen.
yeah,
That's the need.
tile.
He only told me this story once.
And it was so strange, it burned its way into your brain.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you got the pieces.
Absolutely.
Though. You got the important pieces.
This spaghetti might be the most
I don't know my kid's
eventful
birthday, by the way, though. But
pieces of
this-
spaghetti. Like, this food has gone through such a journey.
Yeah.
When-
That
when-
I really think
I'm so glad it's still here.
It's like a Hobbit's tale.
That's one
There
of
and
it.
back again.
I thought
A
it was
spaghetti
mac and
story.
cheese.
There's so much cheese.
chicken spaghetti.
It's very light.
Where's the
in
chicken?
color.
Oh, it's chicken? It's not
What's the
meatball, or is it
sauce?
chicken meatballs?
No, chicken, like shredded chicken and
Yeah,
cheese,
yeah. I
like
can see the
cheese
chicken in
spaghetti.
there.
It's, I mean,
Okay.
it's good.
But what's the
It's really good.
sauce? Is it a? It's not a red sauce. What is
It's
it?
like a cheese sauce.
So it is like mac and cheese, except it's spaghetti and cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Most pastas are like mac and cheese. You know.
It's very good.
Well, you probably want to put that
Fettuccine
back
Alfredo
in the
is
freezer.
kind of just-
I wanted
it's
to.
the cheese.
We said it was kind of like an hourglass of like
Yeah.
how long it took you to get here.
I know, that's why I was rushing. I was like, it's starting to melt.
Every 5 or 10 minutes, we would slap it to see how much water came off.
Yeah, as you can see, it was quite a bit.
You
It's
made
just
it
the
though.
corners.
You made it.
Just the
It
corners.
made it almost the entire show.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't make it. It made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank
All
you
right.
so
Well,
much.
congratulations to you and the lucky raffle winner.
Yeah.
If that's you out there, tweet us or tweet Chris at least when you
I'm sure
get
he'll
it.
text me about it.
Yeah, I gotta follow up on this story.
I gotta know how
This is
to
wild.
taste after.
This is so
I hope they don't fucking eat it.
Yeah.
I think the center is still
the
good.
center.
I mean, if you
straight
can-
up-
you can
Be
microwave
technical.
anything.
There's other bags still in
Send
the
a
freezer,
liability
right? You
waiver.
said that was just one
No,
of the
this,
bags.
this is the only
No,
menu.
I'm just saying I just knew there were initially multiple
got
bags.
it.
But I did mess up the part that it was divvied amongst your family. I thought you took all of them.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought you had multiple parts in the freezer in that
No, I
area.
had a bunch of other food too.
Everyone got one of each.
Yeah, I just get a bag.
I think they'll ever clean out that freezer now that STF is gone.
Hey, one bag down. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
He's gonna go put it back
6
there.
months.
I'm
right
gonna
now.
go put it in the freezer. 'cause
6 months not bad for.
Hey, let me tell you,
pasta.
you need real
I mean,
estate right
freezers
behind
are
the set.
pretty good at
There's an ice
stuff
cold
like that,
freezer that's
but,
empty.
I mean, it's been an hour now.
Feel free,
here, at
you know?
least, because we
All
were
right.
also in my
All right, well,
car
thank you,
driving
Chris.
here.
Appreciate
Yes,
it.
thank you.
Good luck
This
with your.
Mike.
Oh, just probably give it to Mike. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is his actual name.
For real, for real.
Bye.
Bye, Chris.
Bye.
Wow, and that's a love story.
I'm
Glad we got to
is.
see the whole thing.
I'm glad we got an ending. Yeah.
Yup.
I was worried that this was gonna be a to be continued. Like,
I
that
was
had to
just
be told somewhere else.
I was just worried people were going to be upset that we intentionally planned to have him come pick it up and put it behind the paywall. They're like, you know, they told Chris to come get his spaghetti bag on the post show. I wanted to see a live, pre-recorded conclusion.
Yep.
Okay.
What part of the last week's, or pre-recorded, I should say, podcast do you think is streaming right now?
Are we at the tier?
None. It's over.
Oh yeah, it is over. It's
My God.
We started
Posting
late.
stuff.
Oh
It
yeah.
ended 15 minutes ago.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm not.
Like clockwork.
Stuff like I was originally. Going.
Also, why it's good though. Even I stand by the decision of even if we pre-record and then do one at the normal time, we put them in the order of the recording and not leapfrog. Like we could have done it live today and do the pre-recorded one next week, but it just gets. It just gets messy. It gets messy, and then also now it saved us today.
I hope
Did I do that like years
We
ago?
talked about it. I don't think we ever did it.
No, like I made a call or whatever. It was like way early on.
I don't think we ever did it. I know
And you
for
were
a
like,
fact we
hey,
discussed
let's
it.
not do that. And I was like, okay. That was like way when I
Yeah,
first
no,
got the Sarah job.
I mean, it was a long time ago, but it's just like messy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just because this is like, it's not always topical, but it can be the most
Right.
topical show. So it's like, you're not gonna believe what happened to me yesterday. And someone's going, they already talked about that a week ago. What are they talking about?
I'm tired of these repeated stories.
Which in itself is also so minor and irrelevant. I think none of it really matters.
Speaking of, then, if you made it here to the near the end of the show, our remodel should be out-ish, give or take a week. I don't know when it's planned to come
what?
out. Actually, I'm gonna look at the calendar. Our remodel that we did with power tools and things.
Trevor, there's so many
the between
remodels
the
going on. I literally had no idea.
There's real remodels, which was
I
the
know.
sound
Gotcha.
earlier. The you and me remodel
Right.
where we brought tools.
It's also okay that, to be
definitely
fair,
out now.
when
As of,
It's out now?
no, as of now is in when
Oh,
you're
when
seeing
this.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it was
You were just
also why
alley-ooping when I just-
I
You're
lost
you're break braining to the future, and I'm still in the now.
Well, I liked
Dude.
when I was like, oh, I have an event coming up, and Kai went, it's Saturday. And I was like, thanks for the docs. That was last week.
It was.
It's
the 23rd.
That's 5 days ago.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have that. Yeah, I doxed promise you.
I have the calendar memorized to a point where Ashley just started staring at me.
You should teach that to Sarah. Because let me tell you,
who makes
let me
the
tell
calendar.
you, 2 people were scheduled to be on this today
Yes.
that are not in office today.
Yep.
Which was not a surprise.
I don't envy her position because I've been there.
I do.
But
Nah, I'm just kidding.
there was literally a time, I think, where I was asking, so the things we filmed earlier this week, the Egg Jeopardy, which I did tease, I was like,
On the last podcast, which aired today, I said egg. I was like, that was a
Because Aaron was here, so I was like, oh, we're doing a thing today.
Yeah.
Jeopardy, and that's all I said.
yeah.
Kai said everything. I went, whoa, spoilers.
Yeah, and then Aaron was like, oh, this is
And then I just went, egg.
I'm like, oh, shit.
It's just like, it's Jeopardy with just chaos added on top. So it goes back and forth. But
It's been a while since we've been that chaotic.
it was a good little release, but it was also fun. So I was like, oh, I'd like this editor to like jump into that because like each editor has like a forte. So I was like, is so-and-so available? And they were like, well, they might be available, but it's hard to say. Like, I was like, basically, when could this come out? Because I want to make sure that there's enough time to go through the editing process and everything. And broadcast was involved, so they're going to hand it over. And they're like, oh, it'll come out at the end of July. And I was like, July? Why is it going to take so long? And they were like, oh, well, like Block Island and all of that. And I was just like, long story short, I was like, you mean June? I was like, oh, yeah, I got my J months mixed up. And I was like, yeah, but like so we were also talking about, I'm just going to simplify. We were talking about a bunch of other recording schedules. And I was like, but that's not recording until like way late, like 2 months from now. And they're like, oh, I don't know the calendar. I'll have to look at the calendar and come back. And I'm like, poor Sarah, overwhelmed and confused.
Yeah.
By the calendar that they said.
That's why Lindsay and I threw a cat party without Kaden, so Sarah could chill.
Yeah.
Oh.
You missed the
Oh, that was the other thing that you didn't mention about being home,
So they had their cat party.
which we talked about in the last podcast.
Yeah.
And so that Friday, I started walking around the house going, I could be at my friend's cat party. I could be there. I'm here instead. And my family kept being like, but you're here with us. You don't even want to spend time with us, but you're here. And I kept going, and I could be at a cat party with my friends. And
They went off to this achievement hunter where they do Let's Plays and podcasts.
And
They don't know that
parties.
part. And then they go, and they changed. They got wild and chaotic.
And
They're
then-
offending their dad's gameplay style.
I think
what
my
happened?
favorite thing
They're lost.
that may have been said was me talking about Michael. It's just like I don't remember what story. I was just talking, and then my dad going, "It's a good thing you get your boss to like you." and I go, "Michael's not my boss." and my mom goes, "Yeah, Lindsay's their boss."
Hell yeah.
I
I love all of
And
it.
they were like, "Yeah, it's good that you're friends with your boss." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm friends with Ashley."
And they're like, who's Ashley?
Yeah.
And I'm
I don't like him
We
already.
don't trust her.
It's literally the multiverse. The universe they live in is not the universe you're
Yeah.
clearly working.
Are you sure your
Well, that's
family isn't some
because-
sort of Mandela
No,
effect?
your family
They've been swapped.
bases it on the vibes, not on the paperwork.
There we go.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
said if they followed the paper trail, they'd get the corporate answer.
what are they gonna do when they find out I'm the boss? Like,
Yeah, we're easing them into it.
The president of achievement.
We're gonna ease them into it.
I think I'm the king because Jaren's the president. It's a whole.
You're right.
He
You're right.
is?
You're right. You're right.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
got
should mention
confused.
too, before we run out of time, I got a line on something from Post that I was supposed to bring up. Hang on, bear with me
Okay.
here for a second.
I think I know what
I
this
believe it
is.
was from Aaron.
You wanna give me a hint?
Here we go. First of all, in the spaghetti thing, because I asked Aaron and then Aaron found it, then said, you want Kaden to bring it with you? And I was like, oh, that'd be great. Then said, the eagle has taken to the skies. I repeat, the eagle has taken to the skies, which was Larry driving Kaden here with the spaghetti.
Okay.
But then Aaron also said, also on the show, be sure to ask Kaden about Larry ditching us for McThursday today to instead go have lunch with Trevor and Matt.
Trevor,
It's McThursday.
Okay, all right.
He inserted himself. He
You
said,
fool!
Matt was like, do you mind if Larry goes? And I
I'm
said, of
sucking
course I
down
don't
those
mind.
Wawas,
all right.
man.
So every
Matt
Thursday,
enabled.
it's McThursdays. The Post team has team bonding together. As
Too
a
late,
team.
Eric.
And we
Larry,
and we sat
abandoned.
there,
Too fucking
and we
late,
sat
Eric.
there today, and we were like, no. That's not how we were like, where's Larry? Larry must be in the meeting. We all run around like trying to find Larry Malavina, and we like are looking into the fucking meeting room. I'm like, he's not here. And then Ashley goes into our other meeting room. He's like, Larry's not here either. And we're just waiting, going. And then Jaren goes into the men's bathroom, goes, the lights are off, Larry's not here.
Oh yeah, that's
or he's taking a real long dump. I've done that.
Sat still forever.
And then Aaron goes, I bet Larry went to lunch with Matt. And all of us scream, we're like, on McThursday? And we're like, he wouldn't do it. So we go to McThursdays, as we do, because we love each other, unlike Larry Malavina. Yeah. And we go, what if we open up this McDonald's and Larry and Matt are like standing there? And wasn't. He went out to lunch with what was it, like Cece's or something?
Yeah,
y'all had
Cecilia's.
To which I then go and we get back and we're like, nice to see you're back, Larry. And we're just going on and we're just drilling. And he goes, before you were here, Kaden, like I have an oath, like or some shit with Matt Bragg.
I think something might happen to little Tongo.
I know.
Oh no.
As long as I can turn the other page.
Tulu.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah, and so Larry goes, before your time, when Matt goes, we're going to Cece's, we go to Cece's. And then Jaren goes, I used to go to Cece's with you too. No, it's how I went to McThursdays with my friends. And
Damn.
So what I'm hearing is that Larry sucks. Fuck you, Larry.
Damn. Take that one to the bank.
I'll kill you.
Take that one to the bank, Greg.
Fuck you.
You gotta let Kaden grow.
This is the only time you ever look down on me.
Kaden is, no, the thing is, you live in a physical world. Caden's always looking down on all of us.
Right.
Just because they're lower than us.
Kaden is an extra-dimensional being. They
it's
exist
higher.
in multiple
I also
planes.
should say, that was a very succinct story. I pitched it and said, oh, do this. And then I went to get water. Kaden started talking. About 40 seconds into the story, Eric texted me and said, save it for the post show. And I said, too late. And he goes, damn, this is some good post-show content. and I kept looking around the room for him, and I said, where are you hiding? And he sent me this picture, and he said, home. And I replied, very ugly. And he said, WTF? And that's how you end the show. Also, look at this. Look how ugly he is. He's blurry, too. That's not the camera. Look at this. You just got roasted. I'll go. And that's off topic. Thanks for watching this episode. Hey, I get a 2-week break. Look at me. Don't worry, my time will be filled with everything else, but I'll be back in 2 weeks, little guy. Because
not for you,
not
but
for
for
you.
him.
This is pre-recorded because this is broadcasting.
You're essentially in a different timeline.
I'm screwed. Kaden, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Your presence was felt around the world, spiritually and
shock.
emotionally.
That's it.
You guys were here
No,
too,
there was
but
no one else to
I
thank.
feel like, Kaden gets
Could've
some
left it up
thanks.
there.
And check out what's Post Team doing a week from now, which is now.
Can it be Post Team does stuff without Larry? Let's just lock that
I
in.
mean, let me tell you, you got a week to figure it out.
Yeah,
So, but again,
yeah.
not for you. That's right now.
Right.
Larry won't be there because he'll be in the ground.
And that's how you end off.
Eating worms.
Yeah.
He's alive.
And dirt.
But eat the worms, Larry.
Larry is
You'll
multiple.
never see Felu again.